The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Welcome, everyone, to episode 53 of The Daily Mother Swole. Corn Swolio over here. I need TP for my gains. Let's get started. I got this question today, actually, on Swolenormous Premium, and I just wanted to kind of relay it. I thought it was a good time to get back into some training tips and some training information. So let's go full tilt into when to go full. And this refers to when to go full in terms of a full body workout. Now, this is a very useful tool, and I always talk about using the right tools for the job that's at hand. Now, everything that you know about fitness and everything that you're learning about fitness is just one of those tools in your toolbox. And it's important to know when to use each tool. It's just like a regular job. You're not going to hammer a nail into the wall with duct tape. I've said this 1,000 times, that food is a tool, and certain exercise techniques, certain exercises, certain machines, certain pieces of equipment, they're all tools. They're all elements that are useful when applicable. Now, not everything is applicable at every single time, which is why you don't use every tool all the time when you're remodeling a house or something like that. You use specific ones at specific moments, instances when you need them. So a full body workout has a couple different purposes behind it, and let's just jump right into it. First off, for the beginner, a full body workout is fantastic for a beginner, someone who's entry level, just getting into fitness. This is actually a very important way to get into fitness because of the volume. When you first start training, your body is not used to resistance training and can easily be overtrained and overstressed, often to trauma. Now, trauma is a good thing on a micro level. Every time you work out, you're breaking down muscle fibers, you're destroying, you're damaging muscle tissue. But trauma at a macro level, you get those things from car accidents, from, really heavy or excessive overload in the gym when you're damaging the tissue, when you might get swollen, like compartment syndrome, when you might have to get things drained, fluid swelling that doesn't go down when you're sore for weeks on end, when you've actually pulled muscles. There's macro trauma. We don't want macro trauma, we want micro trauma. And if your body is new, if your canvas is blank, it's very easy to overdo it. It's very easy to get overstressed and over-traumatized in the gym. So it's important to go lighter in terms of the volume, how many sets, how many repetitions, how much weight you're doing. So a full body workout allots for that. If you do something, let's say a full body for 60 minutes or 90 minutes, you only have that much time per body part. If you're doing total body, you can't do everything 30 sets. You'll be there for 5 hours, and yeah, you'll have trauma, but you probably won't make it through, or you just won't be there for 4 or 5 hours. That's pretty much common sense not to work out for that long and do everything for that long. So a total body workout will automatically limit the amount of sets, the amount of volume you can do in each body part, which will reduce the amount of macro trauma. This is also goes in conjunction with the principle of failure. When you first start training, if you're using this from a beginner standpoint, not to go to absolute failure. Don't push till you can't lift another single rep, especially at the first couple times you train. Once you've been through for a week or two, you can start pushing more and more till absolute failure, and your body will be more accustomed to it. Depends on how sore you want to be. Just understand that the more you push till physiological failure, the more sore you will be, regardless of volume, especially at the beginning. Another way to use a full body workout is deloading. Deloading is a proper usage of a full body workout. What that means is someone who's advanced like myself, or if you've been working out for years and doing a standard bodybuilding split, a higher intensity, splitting up body parts, more overload per each body part, it can be done during a week when you're taking time off from the intensity. You need time off, you need breaks from the gym, you need days off, you need rest days, you need periods where you just do yoga for a week or 2 weeks and you ease off the overload. You don't go to absolute failure. You don't squat 400 pounds every week for 10 years. You break off and you go for lighter weeks once in a while to allow your body extra recovery. Because in reality, a lot of times 5, 6, 7 days isn't enough to recover 100%. If you're doing something every day, you're always working your body, you're always using muscle, you're kind of always at this sub-healed point. You're always a little bit injured, you're always a little bit stressed. So it's important to understand that your body needs that time to recover psychologically and also physically. So a deloading period, whereas maybe, let's say, every couple months you do a week or two where you do total body workouts, you do more yoga, and you recover more, you drink more water, and you don't go absolutely to your complete capacity. Maintenance. Once you've gotten to your goals, you could use more total body workouts or more upper lower body splits for maintenance. If you're happy, and now I did a DWG a long time ago on maintenance, where I think training for maintenance is a scam. I don't think you should ever really be training for maintenance. I get this kind of in this rut too, where I'm doing a lot of content, or I'm busy, or I'm distracted. I don't have time to, mentally. It's more about, for me personally, it's more about mental space where I can't focus 100% of my attention to the gym. So then, if I'm not giving 100% of my focus, it's more about, okay, get in there, do something, and then get out, start recovering, get whatever else I need to get done, and then come back to it. But I've already seen a lot of results, and I'm already aware of like where my capacity is and how far more I can go without using anabolics and things of that sort. So I understand like where I am with my body and where I can take it from here. With a maintenance workout, just the word maintenance kind of means like you're not putting in full effort. Don't think about it like that. Maintenance just means you're not training necessarily for excessive overload. It could be kind of like a deloading, but maintenance would be a harder workout, but you can still go hard for full body. You can still do a hard workout full body, absolutely. You can still really go balls to the wall. You just don't have the time. If you do a full body in an hour, or let's say you do chest for an hour, that's an hour just focused on chest exercises. Chest exercise, rest, chest, rest, chest, rest. You're obviously going to be doing a lot of chest. If you do an hour, you do chest, back, shoulders, legs, calves, abs, quads, glutes, hamstrings. You can't physically put a lot of time into each one if you're going to do it evenly dispersed. Larger muscle groups will naturally get some more focus, but you'll be spreading it over a larger area. So the maintenance, you can still go hard and maintain and kind of keep that muscle tone, keep that fullness. Obviously, if you continue that style of training for an extended period of time, you might lose some of your gains in the long run. Let's say you're a big, massive bodybuilder and you just go to full body workouts. Because you're not getting that same overload, your body will adapt to less volume and probably start decreasing muscle strength and size over time. But just maybe for like a week or 2 weeks, your body doesn't adapt that quickly. That's why people fall out of fitness and people don't see change, because you do something for a week or two, I don't like it, it doesn't work, and then you stop. It takes at least 3, 4, 5 weeks to see a lot of change with a specific diet or a specific routine. You can't just do it for a day or two and be like, I lift, do arm workout, wow, I'm huge, that really worked. No, you might be sore, you might not be sore, but you don't know if that routine works unless you stick to it for a while. So maintenance, you can do that, but don't forget, maintenance is not necessarily a long-term thing, but as you get older and as your body gets more exposure to different exercise and different programs, your maintenance will be a lot more challenging. It's more challenging to maintain at a higher level. For example, if you have 200 pounds of muscle, you're going to have to do more work to maintain that than someone who is happy maintaining with a lot less muscle, with a lot less intensity. Depends on where you're at, depends on what your goals are, and depends on what you're doing it for. So it could be used for deloading, kind of like a maintenance. I kind of use maintenance as like a deloading. For example, if I get really busy, I'll just I kind of make it a deloading week. It's like, well, I don't really have a lot of time to work out. I got to get a lot of these things done. I'm doing a few videos. I don't have time to work out. I'm kind of sore. Hey, you know what? I'm just going to do more yoga. I'll do a light workout. I'll just take this week to kind of de-stress a little bit. So that's when a full body could be useful. And if I've taken a few days off, I don't necessarily come back. Ooh, you hear the beeping? Taters are done. If it's been a couple days, if I come back, I don't necessarily come back from 3 or 4 days. If let's say I'm stiff and I didn't really work out a lot, I don't necessarily come back and just slam chest. I might do chest and back or some arms. I'll mix in a couple body parts to get a little bit more of the body involved again, because a few days off, might not have been yoga, might not have been vacation. It could have been standing around or sitting doing work and just be more stressful, more stiff. So it depends on where you're coming from and where you're going. So deloading, maintenance, similar, but not. Mixing it up. The final point I want to talk about is just mixing it up, straight up doing something different. Let's say you're not maintaining, you're still looking to grow or cut or shred, you're still having a goal in mind. You should always have a goal in mind. Maintenance is a goal or is a style. Deloading is just a period between, let's say, bulking phases or cutting or heavy weight training. But mixing it up, you're bored. I feel like doing a circuit today because I'm just stuck. Sometimes you just feel like you need to sweat more or you need to get your heart rate up. Sometimes you just feel like you need it. And I always talk about, hey, in general, I tell you, you need to train for an adaptation, for a result. If you're doing a lot of jumping around, cardio, running, sprinting, running on the beach, jump rope, you might like it. But I see a lot of people doing that, and I'm sure most people say, what do you want? They'll be like, oh, I want to build some muscle, I want to lose fat. And it kind of gets addictive. That cardio stuff gets addictive, but it doesn't feed the result. That's the problem with it. I'm not saying you can't enjoy it. I used to do a lot of running. I used to do trail runs and win 10Ks in the woods and stuff, and it's fun. But then my knees started bothering me because I still lifted heavy weights. It was conflicting. So you kind of have to choose what you want to go for, and not always is your body designed or optimal for that. There's some people that can do ultra marathons and live and survive without injury, and there's some people I'm just not motivated. You have to be really motivated and just be physically, genetically disposed to running 100 miles in a shot or in a day or two. It's just crazy, but not everyone can do everything. So you have to understand what your body can handle personally, and you have to listen to your body. Sometimes you just need to mix it up, do a full body workout, get it done, mix it up. I recommend that once in a while. Do chest and do squats, and then try a superset, upper lower body. You could do some peripheral hard action. You could really mix things up and shake it up a little bit. I wouldn't necessarily recommend that for long-term muscle growth and for size and strength. That might be counterintuitive. Everyone's different, but mixing it up, there is some benefit. Changing your gym, changing location, that's a whole nother daily swole, but there are ways to shake yourself out of a funk, and a total body, full body workout could definitely be one of those things. Good question, Tommy. Can you get lean without cardio? Absolutely. You don't need cardio to get lean. You need to build muscle and you need to eat better. You don't need cardio to get lean. I only recommend cardio if people enjoy it. If you love to run, if you do cardio because some people just like to run, like, hey, I have a half marathon coming up. I usually just say, why? But if you love it. It's like if you love playing Scrabble, it's your life. Play Scrabble. Don't keep yourself from something that you love if you really enjoy it. If you're running 10 miles a day because you think it's going to help you lose weight faster and that's what you want, you don't like running but you do cardio. A lot of people do cardio like, oh my God, cardio. Why are you doing cardio? If you hate it, don't do it. You don't need it. You don't need cardio. Some people just do cardio because they think it's going to get them a result. If you love running on the treadmill, power to you. You love it, then do it. That's what you love. Then you don't care much about. Don't tell me you care about building muscle if you love running on a treadmill. Then, pick what you love and go for it. But if you want a result, that's all I say. If you want a certain result, if you want an end product, you're going to have to do certain things. Let's say, for example, you had to eat broccoli to get where you wanted to go. You hate broccoli, but you had to eat it. It's like, well, what you going to do? You got to eat it. So suck it up, blend it up, do something with it, and then do it. Sometimes you just have to do something to get the result, whether you like it or not. Sometimes you just have to do it. Suck it up, buttercup, and fucking do it. Sometimes there are other ways. If you love cardio, do cardio, but try to keep it minimal. It depends on your goal. It could actually hurt you depending on your goal. It eats muscle up. It eats muscle alive. Just think about people that run a lot, the way they look, versus people that do sprints. Sprints, I don't call cardio. Sprints are sprints. That's fast twitch. That's really high metabolic activity, and that's powerful. But look at people that do long distance running and run a lot. They're usually pretty damn soft. You don't see a lot of people that run long distances that are just jacked and ripped and look the way you want. They're soft for a reason. It just eats muscle up. If you love it, if you love cycling and bike riding 100 miles, look, you're here on Earth one time. You got one shot. If you love it, do it. But understand that might not get you a certain result if you're training for it. So if you want to get to B, you might have to do A. Whether you like A or not. Okay? Good questions. Good stuff. I will stay on for a couple minutes on Busker and Periscope after. Thanks for watching on all the media platforms. Again, you can find this as a podcast on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Stitcher. You can watch it later on YouTube and also replays on Periscope and Zibuska. Thank you so much for joining me for episode 53 of The Daily Mother Swole. Oh, yeah, the Daily Swole. That's right, people. Heck freaking yeah. See you mañana, 12 noon Eastern Time for episode 54. Make sure you check out Premium. I definitely took some of this material today because of some questions on Swolenormous Premium. If you don't know what that is, go to my website, swolenormous.com. It is my subscription service with tons of great information, and I keep on putting some more stuff out there. So there will be some workout programs and some different things that, for those of you that are watching that are on Premium right now, there will be some more material coming up soon. And make sure you stay on point and download those files for the accountability and for the goal sheets. Make sure you do those for Monday. Keep track because we'll be checking in and we'll be going over some more information on next Monday. Again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern Time. Peace.
Another.